It is a love affair, a passionate obsession, sinful, naughty, illicit, but not too. Its appeal is universal, mostly. Theobroma, food of the gods, chocolate.
It's actually an acquired taste. I just think that people who don't like chocolate have very immature palates.
Laura Brody is a cookbook author, food consultant, and admitted chocophile.
I love chocolate a lot. I eat it every day. I started my career in cooking, working with chocolate.
Growing up on the chocolate diet came on the brink of the chocolate craze. Recipes mixed with memoirs, like the cake that caused a scandal.
Yes, I got married in 1967 when, brides wore white. I sort of did all the things my parents did but I really wanted a chocolate wedding cake. And my mother was horrified. She said, what are my friends going to think? It was a scandal, but it was a wonderful cake. And the book has sort of become a cult thing. I'm known as the Rocky Horror of cookbook writers now.
It happened with coffee, ice cream, pizza, and pasta. Chocolate has joined the food revolution. Brody calls it the let's catch up to Europe syndrome.
In Europe, there's a chocolate shop on every corner. As Americans travel and become more worldly and sophisticated, they demand the availability of good chocolate.
It is nourishing, it fortifies, it is restorative, it gives vigor. This is often a code word for being an aphrodisiac.
Chocolate has a complex history, says Barbara Wheaton of Radcliffe Schlesinger Library, one that begins in Mexico. It's said the Aztec ruler Montezuma consumed 50 cups a day. He served it to the Spanish explorer Cortez, who headed for home with a stash of cocoa beans. It took a royal wedding, though, Maria Theresa to Louis XIV, for chocolate to become the toast of Europe. As for a love potion?
A lot of new foods, if they come in at the top of the social ladder as a luxury, will be thought of right away as either medicine or as an aphrodisiac.
But always as a drink until 1847, when an Englishman came up with eating chocolate. Today, the possibilities are endless, a feast for the imagination.
You can just about make anything with chocolate, from chocolate bagels to chocolate soup.
A pretty simple chocolate cake with a white chocolate mousseline buttercream icing and marzipan for the smoked salmon.
Every March on Chocolate Fool's Day, chocolate is consumed for a cause, a scholarship fund for the Cambridge Performance Project. When first proposed in 1989, organizers thought it perhaps a foolish idea. Chris Conair remembers.
A number of us, including myself, said, oh, it'll never work, that we'll never get the chocolatiers to come. Why should they come and make such huge donation of chocolate and time? And as you see, they do.
A sumptuous sampling of the best of Boston's pastry chefs and culinary schools.
This is the Cambridge School of Culinary Arts, and they have pizza pizzazz.
The crust is made of chocolate bread with cocoa powder and then raspberry and white chocolate for the cheese.
We're on actually to chocolate nachos.
It's as much chocolate as you can possibly put in your mouth at one time.
Enough chocolate to earn some $7,000 and a loyal following.
You can tell the people who've been to it before because a lot of them bring Tupperware.
Chocolate lovers need that Tupperware. The average American eats 11 pounds a year. Double that if you happen to be Swiss. As for the adage, if it tastes good, it must be bad for you.
Where there is food, there is myth.
Chocolate is not high in caffeine. A single serving has no more than a cup of decaffeinated coffee. What it does contain is theobromine, a mild stimulant that affects muscles, not nerves. Chocolate does not cause acne.
There's no scientific evidence that eating chocolate correlates with acne breakouts. But we see patients who are convinced that their acne gets worse every time they eat chocolate. And so the simple answer is they shouldn't eat chocolate.
Chocolate is not addictive. What it does is activate endorphins and serotonin, the feel-good brain chemicals.
If you're eating foods as an edible tranquilizer, chocolate is probably one of the worst foods you can eat because it takes so long to be digested. You don't want to have to wait an hour and a half for the chocolate to work, because what's going to happen, you will continue eating the chocolate until you feel better, and that may be several thousand calories later.
I think we were better off in the 17th century when they had health chocolate.
So much knowledge there. And back to that chocolate fundraiser, the Cambridge Performance Project closed its doors in 2019 after 34 years offering dance and theater classes to young people in Cambridge. But there are still plenty of opportunities in Cambridge to get your chocolate fix. Harvard Square has a chocolate festival. There are candy tours and plenty of local shops, of course. Still ahead, a local cake boss